What's up guys, welcome back to another Hytale video. This time we're gonna check the latest article on their blog. Looks like it was posted 4 days ago and the title of it is Exploring Hytale's Block Tech. You may remember last time we covered this one, World Gen Introduction, and very interesting things, very interesting knowledge coming from it. I highly encourage you to check everything because there's just so many articles. I think I'm just gonna start covering the latest ones. Link for this blog thingy is gonna be in the description down below. So feel free to check it yourself if you're just as excited about this game as I am. But until then, let's check this recent article, Exploring Hytale's Block Tech. Very well. I gotta say, unlike the last time, I actually went through the article this time, so it's not gonna be a first look. I know some of the topics covered in this article, but very well, let's just begin. And the first thing they're covering is RGB tints, basically how the way they color worlds. And they say this image right here is an extreme example of the kind of coloration you can achieve using this RGB tint thingy. As most of you probably know, using these primary colors you can pretty much reach any intermediate color you may wish. They say right here, the ground is composed of the same basic grass blocks, but different areas have had their RGB balance shifted to the extremes. So that is pretty much how they can define the main color of an area using this technology of sorts. In the next image you can see it in action using much sensible values. This time you can see the slight gradient from this green in this part of the image on the left side to the is that a bluish green? Don't really know how to call that. I guess you could say it's moving to something a little bit more cyanish on the right side. Yeah, this gradient is very smooth indeed. And yeah, as they say right here, this effect is definitely useful when it comes to adding variety within a biome. Next topic they share some info on is transition textures, and you can clearly see an example of this in this image. Basically you can see the textures not following the exact shape of a cube, and well, since this world is totally made out of cubes, this is pretty impressive. You're not gonna be having any hard lines between two different textures like in Minecraft for example. Instead, textures are gonna be spreading from cube to cube, giving a more natural feel to the world, so to speak. And hopefully I can find a good picture from Minecraft showing this, showing the opposite of this rather. In effect, if you placed a dirt block, for example, next to a stone one, you would have seen a hard texture separation. And a good statement right here explaining the purpose of the whole process. The transition texture feature is one of the many tricks we use to try and break up the cubic nature of our game. I believe it comes pretty close to doing that. Next, they're talking about incorporating Hytale Model Maker in the game basically, and here in the picture I can only make it a full screen, I suppose. Oh well, let's at least try and make it 1080p if that's gonna work. Anyway, they're basically gonna show some examples of ore renders, or rather how you may find them spawning in the world. Even though they got a quick note here saying the frequency of ore spawns in this shot has been dramatically turned up for the purpose of this example. But yeah, we get to catch a glimpse at how ores are gonna look. Not quite sure what I'm looking at here. Maybe some crystals in the background there. Maybe that's iron? Kinda looks like iron in the center. Not entirely sure. I just got no clue what could be on the right side. Maybe amber? I just got no clue. Anyway, they definitely look interesting. Plus they got that little shining effect. Pretty cool stuff. Next type of block they wanna share some info on are submersible blocks, and basically in this example right here, in this picture right here, they're showing special blocks, in this case plants, that basically like the water environment and can even grow underwater, as you can see right here. Oh, would you look at this? I mean, I noticed the chest, wasn't sure what's up with it. Apparently that's a sunken treasure. So reeds and sunken treasures are examples of submersible blocks. Interesting, sunken treasure, would you look at that? I would suppose it's not gonna be this close to the shoreline, honestly. I would guess it's gonna be deep underwater, but yeah, pretty exciting. But uh-oh, can you notice the same thing I'm noticing in the background? I can clearly spot a hard texture line between that sandstone and the grass block. Wonder what happened there. Maybe it's not working on all fronts? Who knows? But yeah, to be fair, and as you may expect, this is clearly work in progress and things are subject to change. But back to our picture though, back to the main topic of this picture rather. As they say right here, the benefit of this feature is that you can make good looking flooded areas. And I was thinking to myself, couldn't you do this before, like in Minecraft for example? And I believe no, because as you can see in this picture, the water actually engulfs the underwater blocks. There's no air gaps in there. You may remember the door or the torch trick in Minecraft. When you were on the verge of running out of oxygen, you could just place a torch down, and as long as your hand was in that air block the torch was creating, you are all good. Your oxygen would have replenished. Right, next topic we got here is varied foliage, and as you can clearly see, the trees in Hytale are very different from the ones in Minecraft. Even though they pretty much got the same core, the visual effect is well, drastically different. That's mainly because of the grass blocks, isn't it? And there's an example of such a grass block right here. As you can see, they clearly support alpha layering, which basically give that transparent background effect for a much nicer overall look of the tree. You can clearly tell each leaf apart from up close. Look at how gorgeous the one on the left looks like. The autumnish tree. Yeah, that is indeed pretty nice, and the shading is a little bit different too, isn't it? I mean, it's got interesting shades which give that 3D effect to the tree. Yeah, this is one good looking tree indeed. Given, and keep this in mind at all times, given this world is made out of cubes. Yeah, this is an impressive tree made out of cubes, for sure. Next topic they're giving some info on is ambient animations. In this video right here you can see the grass being affected by wind. I suppose, yeah, I can also see the leaves slightly moving also from that wind effect. What can I also spot? Probably the flowers as well, the bushes of course. It definitely makes the world feel like it's got proper life into it. Seeing the nature move like this. I would really wonder if in a thunderstorm scenario even the tree trunk is gonna be able to move, though I highly doubt it in this phase. I believe that's gonna be pretty awesome to see, but look at this, something I definitely missed. See how the player walks into grass? That actually has an effect on how the grass behaves. The player can actually interact with the grass by walking it and moving it. Interesting. Wonder if it's the same thing with leaves. But anyway, let's move on to the particle effects. As you can see from this showcase video, each block has its specific particle effect. For example, you're gonna see some mushrooms being collected, some wood being collected, and sand. Now, yeah, each got its own particle effects. That's a big text here. Let's check it out. Now, apparently, yeah, these also extend to stuff like running across blocks, obviously, and interaction with soft and hard materials. So they basically got a bunch of scenarios where particle effects are gonna come into play. Finally, guys, this is pretty cool. Interactions and animation states. Look at this. Yeah, doors are gonna be animated. How cool is that? I didn't pay attention. Look, the torch is also animated, and yeah, that was also the case in Minecraft. I can't help but compare it with Minecraft, you know. I mean, after all, that is the elephant in the room. That is the biggest game of this sort that was ever produced. Right, so a pretty cool animation on the doors. I'm trying to spot any other animations. Maybe the fireplace has some, can't really tell. Interesting. So I would suppose you can animate pretty much every single block judging by this text, because check this out. Where was that? Look, so when HYTALE launches, which by the way we still don't know when that is gonna be, modders will be able to use the system to create their own block interaction. So I suppose you can basically, if you're able to give an animation to a door, right? What's stopping you to animate a simple dirt block like spinning in its place? yeah, I guess you are pretty much able to do anything you wish. Currently, they give some examples of other animated blocks coming by default, such as, look, trapdoors, chests, levers, lanterns, and probably some others as well. But yeah, this is interesting. I can only suppose you can animate, or rather you are able to animate anything using a special software, then add it into the game and watch it be free, I suppose, watch it catch life. But there you have it, guys. This was their latest article. This was exploring HYTALE'S block tech covered. Thanks so much for watching this video. Once more, I really encourage you to check their other articles as well. Bunch of useful info in here. And link for all of this is gonna be found in the video description, as well as link to the article I just covered. Well, thank you so much for watching once more. I will see you on the next one.